Let's move on with our bulletin. And the Constitutional Court has ruled that the new homeowners are not liable for historic debt on the properties they buy. Tshwane and Ekurhuleni municipalities had brought an application at the Constitutional Court to appeal an earlier High Court ruling on this matter. Property owners had argued that it is lawful for a municipality to attach and sell a purchaser's property in order to pay debt owed to them. It also clears the way for homeowners who had been denied service due to historical debt to be rendered services. Previously, Section 118 of the Municipal Systems Act prohibited a property to be transferred to a new buyer until debt spanning 2 years had been cleared. If the debt spanned more than 2 years, then it would be regarded as the liability of the new owner, and if he failed to pay, the property would be sold to recover that debt.
1. The appeals succeed. 2. The declaration, the order of invalidity is not confirmed. 3. It is declared that upon transfer of a property, a new owner is not liable for debts arising before transfer from the charge upon the property under Section 1183 of the Local Government Municipal Systems Act 32 of 2000. 4. The appellants in the appeals and the minister are to pay the applicant's costs, including the costs of two counsel.
Well, will this verdict encourage municipalities to make their debt collection efforts more efficient? Now, joining us on the phone line to discuss this further is Marinus Weshes, constitutional lawyer. Good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you for joining us here on ANN7. Just your reaction to the Constitutional Court's ruling that new homeowners are not liable for historic debt on properties they buy.
That is absolutely the correct approach. If you buy a house, then you buy it, you pay it's an offer. There's a price and you buy it. Now suddenly you hear, no, but there's so much municipal debt. So in other words, you've been defrauded. And the constitutional point or the legal point here is that surely one is responsible for your own debts, or you can't be responsible for another person's debt if you undertake such a liability. But there is nothing in a sale contract for a house to allow you to say that you will pay the debts. It will be, of course, be different if in the contract it says, I buy the house and at the same time I'll pay the municipal debts. But if it's not part of the contract, not part of the agreement, then surely it cannot be asked from the new owner.
Just explain to us some of the issues with the former High Court ruling, and also Section 118 of the Municipal Systems Act prohibited a property to be transferred to a new buyer until debt spanning 2 years had been cleared. If you could just provide us some more information on that.
Well, previously the idea was that the municipalities got to do debt collecting, and it is sometimes very, very difficult for them, and this was an easy way out, and it worked well, but it was not legally feasible, because if, say for instance, I buy a property and then I suddenly but there are so many thousands of debts, then I have every right to get out of the contract. So yes, it was also to the detriment of the owner or the buyer, not only, and to, of course, the estate agents. So if you disclose it, and that's a basic principle in law of contract, you disclose what you've got to pay, what your debt. And this was not disclosed, and it can be, and it could be, and it is now seen to be a sort of unknown risk, an unknown debt you're taking on yourself, and that is irregular.
Just lastly, sir, with regards to where this leaves the municipalities now and how they go about with their debt collection, what is the options rather before them now legally?
Well, the options would still be to go to court to ask for an order by the court to put them out, or they could use other means, for instance, and say that if a house is up for sale, then there must be a clearance certificate. So if houses are being put in the market, the estate agents or the owners must be told, yes, you can do that, but you are not allowed to advertise this property unless there's a clearance certificate.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Vicious, for making those details a little bit clearer for us this afternoon. That was Mr. Marinas Vicious, constitutional lawyer, joining us on the phone line, just giving us the latest details about the Constitutional Court's latest ruling that new homeowners are not liable for historic debt on properties that they buy. Stay tuned to ANN7 for the latest details and developments.